Live in with map number 2 here. Evil Geniuses out to the lead early on, but it was a tight affair on Inferno. Let's see if they can do much the same on Nuke. This is paiN's home territory. Seems like I'm going to sit up by the squeak door, the initial play. And like a potential A-pop, here comes the util, here comes the play. It's a double push, though, in towards Trophy. This might catch them off guard. Hex has got this space so early on. Nicky is, how does he expect this? Oh, he does. He actually catches this kill. The next as well. Rush is now in no man's land, and he's stuck. So somehow the bold play actually winds up working majorly against EG. And now, rocking out on towards the site, they've got the grounds for a bomb plant. And now Junior's all alone. He went all the way out to try and regain some space, but he's just trying to reclaim the kit now. See what he can do. A 1v3. The answer?
No.
Not be much.
They're not giving him
his
anything.
Position away. They know he knows he's going to back away.
Save the armor, the kit, and the smoke. Why not? If he can. There's going to be a fight here, and he's not going to be able to. EG.jeorge takes him down 1-0 in favor of paiN. And well, paiN over the last 3 months have had much tougher competition that they faced off against on Nuke than EG. If you look at EG, I think it's Strife and some other ECL teams that they've had a 4-game win streak on until it was ended by Imperial. And then if you look over on the paiN side, they've beaten the likes of Complexity, Liquid, and I think also Mouse here over the last 3 months. So yeah, they are very solid on Nuke. Wall of smokes here, thrown by paiN, a deep wall of smokes, giving them a little bit more room to maneuver. Just going to be one player going down into secret that, of course, EG is not going to be aware of. And EG, well, they only have USPs into this round. Nothing else bought up. The meta does dictate a 4-spot in round number 2 if you lose pistol on CT side, but EG going against that for 2 maps in a row.
Yeah, they're not about it. They don't follow your meta. They follow their own way. And look at this from Walko. Look at Walko. He's in the back lines. He's got the whole flank. Walko. Can we watch Walko, please? Got contact towards lower. Walko has been dealt with. So actually, it's all good. It's all fine. I don't know what he did. But apparently, it didn't work, John.
It didn't. No.
He was all the way through into Squeaky. But it did not work. Junior. 1 is something. At least a little bit of a blemish on the record of this round. But will be the only blemish they find.
Yeah, I mean, Hex connects on a headshot, but it's not enough, and Skulls immediately trades him out. So, 2-0 in favor of paiN Gaming. They keep 3 of their rifles out of that previous round, the MAC-10 as well, and EG.jeorge going to get an AK. So, a nice little buy up here heading into round number 3, and Evil Geniuses will start to invest here. Is it going to be that great? Well, not bad. A couple of FAMASs, the AWP, of course, in Junior's hands, but it's a glass cannon and 2 A1Ss. Junior, I think he likes to play towards ramp, but he's all over the map, right? On Nuke, he tends to go to garage, ramp, wherever he's really needed.
With a glass cannon, he's not going to try and do too much overextending, though. So it's just ramp into this one.
Hold the angle.
Looking for that deep angle, but it's outside presence that we're going to see. Rush is down secret, and he might be needed here because the wall of smokes is in full effect. And the Molotov into secret's going to make life difficult for Rush, so he'll have to fade away. Outside controls established early on here. So it seems like George might want to do something about this, and a timely Molotov will keep paiN away from secret if they want it. Which they do. Smokes fade a tick. They're going to test their own Molotov just to get around the corner. And now it's pressure once again on the Rush. He only heard the 1 tick, even if he did. So, no confirmation here. And actually waiting the smoke. They're going to continue to take some space outside instead.
Interesting. Yeah, Walko's being watched for there. Couple of bullets connect on him. So he's going to fall off. Actually doesn't take too much damage considering. But paiN will get all of this outside control for free. Walko's going to get challenged up close, so he tries to take the fight in the initiative. He sees Nikis, and he could get one. There it is. That's fantastic. He has to get away from this, though. No.
Had the right idea, just didn't quite have the response time. Now they're coming out of heaven. Bomb's going to be committed as soon as they go over the lip. Flashbang to make this uncomfortable, but Hex, he's tight into the angle, and he goes 1 for 1. George with a little bit more damage, and he slips away, keeps himself alive. There's time enough for the bomb plant. One of Zevi or Skulls can step up big, and it's going to be not Zevi.
Wow.
He only takes the first. He does get the healthy player at least, but they know where Skulls is. They know where Skulls is, and he's got to deal with 2. Junior trying to use his advantage. And Skulls wanders a little bit too wide. George will take it, and that's a massive round to find for the Evil Geniuses.
Fantastic. George played phenomenally there, right? He gets 1 from Hut to give his team the man advantage. And then coming from Squeaky, I honestly thought that was played really well by paiN. They get the ladder player, which is the full HP player, and you think, okay, George, only 10 HP, probably going to be an easy transfer. No, George is lightning quick to ensure that he gets 1 right on back. And then afterwards, I mean, just a great job by Junior attracting the attention, because obviously paiN knew there was someone up there. And then around the corner, George gets the last. Wow, what a sequence from the Evil Geniuses as they get that first round on the board. paiN will come right on back with 4 AKs. He's having to settle for a deagle, but that's not going to be too big of a deal. He's very strong with that. And they've already made their way in towards lobby. Favoring the outer yard for the first 2 rounds, or I should say 3. Now it looks like they want to explore a little bit, maybe go towards ramp. Ooh.
Nice kill early on. Junior down. Huge scout to take right off the rip. Now that allows you to exert a lot more control outside. Util's actually being deployed as well for piguzera to get down here. Walker will be aware of that, but there's nothing he can really do to stop it. Actually, piguzera's just trying to bait out the response. Just trying to bait out the peak. Walker hasn't quite given him what he's looking for just yet. But it seems like this is going to be an A play altogether. Player on top of the hut. Hex needs to find something here, otherwise they're in a tough situation. And actually, it's George getting up the vent that'll slow this down. And he's found. Time's starting to become an issue here. 45 seconds, but look at all this control that piguzera's got. So much focus was drawn towards dealing with this A fight, assuming that this was the hit. That actually, they've got all the positioning in the world. They can get a player heaven. They get Rush trying to get some information, just trying to find out what the heck is happening, and now there's no defenders on A. That is masterful manipulation out from paiN.
Pick apart. And now Hex dropped by the wayside. Yeah, such a good job from paiN. Rotating around, keeping Evil Geniuses occupied and trying to figure out where on earth they could have gone, and then stabbing them in the back. George, last one standing here. And this is just paiN in their comfort zone on a map like Nuke. They look lethal. 3rd round picked up, not fussed at all by that 1 round they just dropped.
Now, I know piguzera gets 3 kills into this, but that doesn't even demonstrate exactly his impact here, right? That 1 kill outside onto Junior and the space he takes, that's everything. Does George live here? They're trying to spam him down. I actually didn't realize that was wall bangable. And George has now been given a good lesson in it. He's going to die. Drop down right into the waiting arms of Zevi means that no guns get saved through, and this will have to be an eco out from the Evil Geniuses. We might not actually see them expend anything. Maybe a flash or an upgraded pistol for Rush, but they're going to want to keep most of this going forward.
Yeah, Junior needs the op, of course, so he wants to save his money. Rush, like you said, probably going to get a little bit, but yeah, absolutely right. That's it. Just a Rush with a PG-50 and a smoke by his side.
At least the loss bonus is still pretty built up for them.
Yeah,
That's the silver lining, but still going to have to wait for next round to do anything about this, and so paiN getting a really hot start here on Nuke. piguzera already down secret this round. This is just a straight up A hold. If they don't go A, nothing will really happen.
I like to send piguzera hunting on Nuke. So
Bigu calls the play, Bigu go kill.
Yes, exactly. No one's on B here. Evil Genius is stacking the A site. Again, it's another just USP round, aside from the P250 we mentioned that Rush bought up. 108 on the clock. And paiN methodically clearing things out as they usually do, not taking anything for granted. Key's going to break out the windows there to throw that util onto the A site. And it's going to come in here eventually. It is the stacked site for the Evil Geniuses, so We'll see if maybe they can get a frag or two. It is a little bit difficult to maneuver against those pistols when you're walking into A because of the verticality of the site.
Stack making a little bit of an issue, but we're not going to have any Ropses today.
No.
Yet, at least. Junior, what do you got? Oh, that is a snipe of the USP. Made the read. He was absolutely right, but the bomb being planted safe. And there is no getting away from this one.
No. paiN making it look easy on that take of A, even, of course, it was up against the pistols, but still, it's a stacked site. Things can get very scary sometimes in those situations, but not fussed at all. A couple of casualties, but they'll be able to absorb that nicely. 4-1 in their favor, and now the Evil Geniuses will get back to a Abaya, but things can quickly slip away from them. paiN are so very strong on their T side of Nuke. It's not unusual for them to get double digits here. The op of Junior, this time, I think, near lockers and hell. Not 100% sure on that positioning, but lots of presence in the meantime for the Evil Geniuses. And paiN-biguzera gets another opener at the outer yard. This time, Walco's scalp is handed his way. And it's a 5v4. Man, oh man, I think he's had almost every single opener for paiN throughout this first half.
Yeah. Feels that way, and it's a great sign when the captain is fragging and opening up rounds like this. They're going to go for the garage play, potentially the mini-wrap here. George under pressure, but it's actually Junior who takes the first kill. I was out from the lockers, so he spots the first, gets the kill back. But the position is still there. Nekius holds on to it. He's going to so patiently clear this out. Oh, no. Junior has no idea. There's no expectation. No one is watching heaven. If Nekius goes up here, this could be the round-winning play.
And he is.
Oh. Hex has no idea. Hex has no clue, and especially with that smoke on a George, Hex is actually the only player who can spot here. Junior goes down first. He went up the ladder, but had no inkling that a player could be close at hand. Pressure on a George. George deleted. Hex gone. Sight control out. Rush needs to save.
Yeah. I mean, once they lose that heaven position, right, you have so much more to think about. You can't be comfortable holding your angles. You have to send at least one player, or at least, I'm going to fix that sentence. You have to commit one player to looking up towards heaven, right? And once that happens, well, I mean, there's obviously going to be gaps in your defense. And then paiN exploit every single one.
With his health? No. I mean, certainly not if he faces.
But, he had to do something, and he couldn't win the fight.
He felt like it, certainly. So, 5-1 going to be our scoreline. Another partial buy at most likely on deck here for the Evil Geniuses. This is starting out pretty dire, and this is why paiN is such a lethal team here on Nuke.
Yep. They are a very scary customer, and again, I mean, this is the third round, not even including the pistol round, that they've had to only purchase up pistols. Ay, ay, ay. Only a couple of gun rounds to speak of that they've been able to face off against paiN with. And that means that paiN, unless something crazy happens here, will likely be on to 6. George trying to make something crazy happen, peeking out from hut, and instead he eats a nade and goes down to 45. Perhaps second-guessing his decision to go for that peek. Hext, tossing the smoke on forward towards Squeaky. Skulls is watching for this, and that smoke a little too far, a bit of a gap. Not sure if that gap's intentional or not. Probably not, because Skulls has full visibility still into the site. paiN readjusting. They're resetting, Mike. They don't like the look. They don't like the look.
They were expecting maybe a lobby crunch, right? So they were holding for that very much early into the round, but now they make their play. Smokes go outside. paiN-biguzera takes his space. It's classic, except he's got to move quickly this time. 40 seconds on the clock already, and they don't know where this stack is. So this gets a little nervy if you're paiN. Pressure in. That's a good kill for Walco, but he's only going to be able to get one if they just run in towards lower. Yeah, that's exactly it. They've made the right call. They made the right diagnosis. biguzera is going to be able to control this, make sure they can't get towards double doors. So single is the only one they need to be worried about. That's a good response in a tough situation.
Yeah, that's
biguzera again just starts racking up these kills, John.
He's just clotheslining them with that AK. That is just clinical stuff on the anti-eco. And Junior might get Bigu. There you go. AK saved. Can he escape is the question. Does he want to? He's going to hold this angle. Maybe convince Skulls that he's trying to run away. I don't mind the idea. Skull's kind of wary of it, though, as you see him jiggle peeking back and forth, back and forth. Junior, will he have the edge? Yes, he will. So Junior gets himself a second one, and that's probably all he's going to see at this point. paiN could send the last two bodies there. They've got the money to do so, but it's not going to matter too much. It's an AK saved over, and paiN in full control, up 6-1.
Moves from paiN Gaming. But here we get the best buy we've had yet for the Evil Geniuses. Everything they could possibly want. It's taken a while to get here. But this one's where we got to see some.
This is usually... Sorry, Mike.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, this is usually the point where if you're having a T side that's dominant coming through and getting to this type of score line, where the CTs have that opportunity to strike back and they start to pile on the rounds because their economy settles in, right? Mm-hmm. If you don't win this round, though, that's when it gets very, very rough, and then Ts can start to put a ton of pressure on. So a turning point for EG in this half, essentially.
Ooh, there's a turning point. Finally put biguzera down. Finally punish him for all this control outside. He wanted to go ahead of the smokes to get the little peek, and Junior wins the duel this time around. But Skulls, oh my god, he got so much space. How? How is he not punished there from Walko? A huge missed opportunity. Junior has at least brought another kill through, but Lower is so vulnerable now. While the bomb isn't down there, they have to know they're under threat. Was that a team nade?
I'm not sure.
Kind of looked like Hex might have accidentally bopped that right onto his teammate.
It might have been, because I don't think anyone was really in the vicinity for paiN.
We won't worry about that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Unless it comes down to George in a clutch. We'll see. They're going to take the lobby control. This is a response from Evil Geniuses. We've got the space. Problem is, well, it's Lower. That's where the hit's coming. And as Junior continues to clear things out outside, he's expecting it. They've trained them to be so nervous about the Heaven Wrap. So understandably, they are. Rush. Oh, I think he just got spotted. No? Hardzao apparently didn't see it. So Rush is actually in the perfect position if he wasn't, in fact, seen. This is kind of wild. They got a bit of a crossfire here. Utility to section off the ramp players. They can make their way through. Now Rush is spotted, and the kills are brutal. The EG.George's health actually does come back to bite them in a big way. So Hex, he's going to try and make up for it. But a Molotov is going to prevent him from getting involved in the action early. If they want an early kill in this retake, it's going to have to come from Junior. paiN have gone into their post-plant scenarios. They're tucked. They don't have to face. They know it. The information is good for Hardzao. Ducks all the flashes. He's got the kill as well. And Junior, with that, is out of there.
Yeah, he's got to leave.
So the HE, it came back to bite them.
Yeah, it did. Unfortunately, it's, George goes down in a critical juncture, and that's it. 7-1 in favor of paiN. Junior keeps the op at the very least, and I like the fact they made the adjustment to playing him towards the yard and garage, because biguzera has been there every single round. You need Junior waiting with the op in that position. Yes, he played from lockers. He also played from ramp, but garage is where he's probably going to have the most impact with the way paiN like to play this map. So hopefully they start to stick him there, at least for Evil Genius's sake. The problem here is that given the scoreline is 7-1 in favor of paiN, Evil Geniuses still have to find a way to gain some momentum here before paiN get into double digits. They are going to go for a half buy, a little heavier of investment thanks to loss bonus, and Mako gets the opener onto Nuke. Trade comes through out the Hex. Can they follow through with another one? Well, not yet. Skulls takes down Walco, and George goes down by the wayside. Close range with the op. paiN-biguzera watching the flank. They've got everything under control. Eyes are on all angles.
Time to begin another save here for Junior. Starting to get to the moment where saves don't feel very good.
No.
It's an 8-1 scoreline, and you are being battered and deep fried like oh so much cod. Okay, that helps wash the flavor out of your mouth. Definitely can't win this round, but at least you get some extra style points. Make that number bigger.
One thing I've noticed for Junior throughout his time on EG is even when the team is struggling, he's still giving them opportunities to win rounds. In this case, it's obviously just on the on the tail end of the round where he's just trying to keep the op up and running. But he does this in situations. Okay, another frag there.
He also, I think, has watched a few Jame demos, right?
Perhaps it's helping
away before rejoining this roster, because you do see a lot of these scenarios where, and I don't think, I mean, it's certainly correct in this situation. It's correct in a lot of situations. He's playing the percentages in terms of if there's not an obvious advantage back into a retake, Junior is usually 1 foot out the door. Yeah,
for sure. But I still think that the way he's playing and the way he's moving around the map is giving his team a lot of space to actually have opportunities to win rounds. I guess that was my point. And just the way that I saw him getting those frags is why I brought it up.
Certainly. George going to get aggressive here under the shadow of the Schmallow. paiN-biguzera holding for the moment, but they really want to punish this outside play that paiN had been getting away with, and it might come to fruition. Look at this. paiN lining up some smokes, thinking about this. Junior committed in. 3 players into this setup. Here's the Junior peek. Not going to catch it, but they don't expect George. And Junior will be the one who actually gets the kill. It's traded, George though. Zevi is low. But he still finds one.
No.
Nah. Long not sticking around. And Skulls, meanwhile, knowing that there's a heavy presence outside, he just walks. The mini player was occupied, and he took full advantage. And if they just rock out,
this might be a save.
Yeah, I mean, there's very little EG can do, even with the damage that's been done. There's just no one else to defend this. Molotov on means you can't even get Rush in a position. Oh, this one sucks for EG. The initial idea worked. The plan, it was good. But after that initial pick, after that initial damage, they couldn't hold up elsewhere. And they can't even contend for this round. Oh, that one stings.
It does, especially considering that 2 of those fights just barely go the way of paiN between Zevi and Skulls. Those 2 players, when they were going up against, I think, George and Walco, it could have been a different story, but instead, paiN keep 4 players up, and Evil Geniuses have to go for the save because they lost all that positioning in the A save due to the fact that they went for that aggression out of yard, which was the right idea. They just couldn't convert for enough damage and frags. I'm surprised George doesn't get one there, to be quite honest, because of how Junior was posted up around him. But he just got overloaded, and I guess the smoke sectioned him off fairly well. 9-1 for paiN, though. Oh, boy. At least that loss bonus ensures that Evil Geniuses will be able to get a full-on buy up here. 4 A1Ss and the op. Interestingly, Evil Genius is not really favoring the A4. We'll see if that changes moving forward. But right now, the most important thing for them is getting rounds. Skulls, hello? Okay. Staying in that Molotov for a little bit too long. It bloomed around him. I don't think he realized. He goes down to 20 HP.
Not ideal.
No.
But he feels like he needs a handicap here. It's 9-1. They've just got the opening pick outside again. Wall goes down for the count. And Skulls is like, let's make it a little easier for them. I'm 12-4, man. Someone kill me. I just realized that he's 6-2. He just hasn't had to do anything in most of these rounds. That's actually kind of wild, considering how implicated he normally is in paiN setups. But, I mean, I think this reflects how much success paiN-biguzera was having early on outside. Just, most of the time, by the time Zevi's involved, the round's already won.
Yeah, it reminds me of Vertigo, where Skulls, who's usually very implicated, wasn't really involved when Zevi was taking care of business.
Okay,
Oh, hold on a second.
Round's not done. Rush going to be able to punish Nick, who's trying to spam down the second vent player, and they're all just really committing into this one kill.
Weird.
And in doing so, they leave themselves super vulnerable. So paiN Gaming getting a little stuck up on one idea. Zevi now is going to be very implicated into this round because he's got to do something. I think his scope was just hurt. So you can see Junior's going around from the flank. He knows exactly who this player is. And Hex is just trying to draw focus so that either George or Junior can get the kill, and it will be George.
Wow, that was a bit of a slip up for paiN. Their first, I would say, big mistake coming through here. Decided to commit themselves towards the A side, let a lot of time run off the clock, and didn't get their usual map control that they've had in all the rounds prior. Tried to just send it into the A site and win the fights, but this time EG were ready and waiting, 3 players watching, and just nothing paiN could do as they were lambs to the slaughter. 9-2 for paiN. Still a fantastic lead, and I think the half is already phenomenal for them, even if they end it. I'm sure that is going to happen with playing so far, but there's the opener from George, spamming through the smoke, connecting onto Skulls, to give his team a not oft-seen man advantage here in this first half.
That's George as well getting activated, which would be a very good sign. An EG roster that's looking for advantages, looking for kills that come before the round is actually over. Smoke's down outside, and paiN Gaming gonna go back to what was working. The bread and butter of this half so far. Strangling outside control. They'll have it. They'll have to wait a Molotov, but if they want to get down secret, they can do so. George is rotating. We won't be meeting them by the steps, and piguzera has this position in towards garage again. Falco's got to be so wary about this heaven play. Just a question of when piguzera gets activated, not if.
Yeah.
And he's activated. Now he's moving forward. Now he's taking this space. He's taking this ground. And Walco, nowhere close in hand. He shifted in towards Mustang.
Again, though, look at the pressure that paiN are about to put onto heaven, right? piguzera is climbing up there.
Is no one watching this?
No.
Oh, Walco needs to be snapping around. He's dead immediately, right off the rip. Hex under so much pressure now. Rush is below on the ladder. He's just waiting for a timing to come through, and Hex actually does get to Rush, able to follow it up, so it works out. Hex had to come up with a huge play, and he did. A flashbang just enough to stall them out, and paiN Gaming let up another round. So EG, look, it's already disastrous in this map, but they're giving themselves a chance to fight.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As they're going to get a third round here, timeout going to be called. I'm guessing the timeout is paiN this time. They haven't called one yet, but let's check it out here. It is it is Evil Geniuses. In fact, calling for a technical pause, Mike. So a bit of an issue on their side, but gives us a chance to talk a little bit about that previous round. Look, piguzera gets into heaven, and like you said, the flashbang comes through just enough to blind him and prevent him taking down Hex. That gives Hex that moment of breathing room to get a couple of frags before piguzera takes him down, but those 2 frags were so very critical, and well, once piguzera gets visibility again, well, he's surrounded pretty much, so he gets the 1 kill, and that is all. Good job by Evil Geniuses to fend off paiN, and of course that opening frag they found helped a lot. Looks like we got a potential lag issue here, Mike, on the EG side.
Not ideal.
No.
We're going to get that one sorted out quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So we do want to get things underway.
We do.
Might be a couple minutes, apparently, on this one. Oh, but no, never mind. It's just going to be a little bit here. So, I mean, look, EG are fighting back into this. They're giving themselves a chance, but that's all they're going to have. This is already so brutal from paiN. And,
Yeah.
I mean, if they could squeeze through anything more out of this half, they'll be ecstatic.
Yeah, I think it's possible they will. Evil Geniuses are getting a little bit of that momentum that usually leads to a few CT side rounds piling on top of each other. But if paiN gets to double digits, that could be it for EG here, because paiN's CT side can be very suffocating.
It feels like as well, paiN have shifted away from what was working so well in the first few rounds, right? Which was that lower presence, that outside control. They've really tried to focus in on towards A. And in that last round as well, honestly, the positioning should have won it for them. Once they're up heaven, once Hexed is pinched upon, but Hexed, it's a little bit disjointed. The mini players come through earlier. Hex manages to get a 2K there, which is just a
It's
huge swing
crazy.
into the round.
Yeah.
The individual play saves EG in that moment.
No, Hex did a great job. There's no question. And that's sometimes what you need, just those individual pop-offs. It's been mostly Junior providing that here in this first half so far, but nice to see Hex get in on the mix. Should be underway soon here. paiN, the thing is, some of these rounds, since they've been so very tough for them. Oh, okay. I was going to talk about their economy, but it disappeared. Anyway, eventually it'll come back, as it looks like the match medic is getting taken care of right now. But yeah, they're not going to have the best of buy-ups, I guess is my point. Will be a few rifles. The util is not the greatest. Anyway, here we go. 9-3 in favor of paiN. They're going to have an op, 2 Galils, and 2 AKs. 3 players have full util sets, but EG.jeorge's naked in terms of util, and Neckkeys only has 1. That is the smoke, but it should be enough for the outer setup. Yeah, he's got
nothing to cover
naked
him.
util.
Hey, he's got a vest at least. And a helmet. He's OSHA approved, John. Fully OSHA approved. And a little undefined, apparently. Much space going to be taken here. And that's a big kill early on for Walker. They tried to go for the play off of paiN-biguzera, finding the pace. And this is a much faster play. This is going to be tough. There's still the hot lurker as well, but no one's shifting from EG. They're going to get caught completely out of position. This bomb plant, well, it may not be denied.
There's Rush
now shifting through. And actually, they hit the
Junior.
brakes.
Yeah. Surprising. It looked like they were going to full send it, and they just decided to stop.
I know they've dragged the rotation down at this point. But what's the idea? If it's to work outside control as well, they haven't shifted Walko. He can corral this. 50 seconds on the clock. If it's the mini wrap, that could be punishing. Does Walko have vision on mini? I think he does.
He should. Oh, it's just a sliver,
excellent.
though. Yeah.
Still, he can tip off his teammates and swing a little bit wider, so it's workable. Going to try and make it as small of a gap as he's got. I think he just spotted. Is anyone focused in? Now he certainly knows, but they're pressuring on. They want that kill, and they're not going to find it. Walko holds strong. His teammates now aware. They're ready for it. They drop the bomb. A kill from Skulls, but the trade is instant. The setup is good, and Zevi, it's not much he can do other than damage.
Nope. It's 11 seconds left. He doesn't have the bomb. 1v3. Wants to try and save the op at the very least, but that might be a little challenging. 4 seconds left. He goes in after time. That's just the worst case scenario here. And he will manage to slip away. Gets into ramp. That will be that. 4th round picked up for EG. And they're getting closer and closer to at least denying paiN. Double digits here on their T side. And looking at paiN's economy, this is probably just going to be the op and some pistols around it. Likely not that much util. Oh, are they going to full send it here? Are they going to go for the buy-up? Zevi's bought down to 0. I think that would indicate. No, they just want Zevi to invest into the util.
He saved the op, right? So
yeah,
it's not like he had a lot to spend. $300, I think, the extent of his purchase here. A little bit more than that, but still.
A little bit more, yeah.
Not much showing. Coming up on the waning moments of this half. Let's see if the op can create. That's a little bit of a miss. paiN-biguzera was exposed, flashed up, didn't realize he was showing, but he's very fortunate to be unpunished. So like we might get the overwhelm play here towards ramp if Rush peeks this. Well,
Nice
Molotov.
molly.
That's a good bit of awareness to undo the boost.
Yeah, that really forces paiN out of position and back in towards the lobby.
Look at this, though. They've given up enough information
Yeah.
outside that you actually have George dragged lower. They don't know whether someone's gotten down secret or not. And it's a very timid hold from EG. Rush has given up so much space. He doesn't want to get wrapped upon. That flashbang, that's brutal. Zevi down, the big gun out. And now it's all falling apart. The gun can be retrieved at least, but the bomb is lost. And this is going from bad to worse for paiN Gaming.
The op still has value, of course, to be saved over into the next round, so we'll see what they decide to do with it. paiN-biguzera challenges a little bit towards the outer yard, but nothing doing. Rush going to take him down. And now, what do they decide to do? EG.jeorge takes the op. Nikki's just wants to hunt a little bit. Yeah, it makes sense. Nikki's going to go down. There's the bomb, and EG.jeorge, in the meantime, is just trying to hightail out of there. So it's more of like, Nikki's, throw your body at them so I can get back and save the most important piece that we brought into this round.
I think he's the kind of guy to put himself down on that wire so you can walk over him.
Yeah.
What
Always been a team player.
So what do they get here, right? The op can be given over. That'll be on to Zevi, but
It'll be a
someone's
goodbye.
coming out worse for the wear.
No, it should be okay. Should be some creative accounting here. Maybe you have a pistol for EG.jeorge. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a Tech 9 for EG.jeorge.
Yeah.
They want the utility. Zevi could have glass cannon and dropped an M4, but they're not interested in that T side, and that makes sense. So
No.
EG.jeorge will be the tip of the spear, presumably. Whatever they try and do as a group. But in the meantime, it's Nikki's and Bigu taking this control outside, and they've gained a lot of it. Pulled Rush lower. Rush is opping. Opping Rush. Opping Rush, John.
Oh, no.
For the last round of the half, Rush is an opper.
He has one op frag in like a year, so nice.
Rush is an opper. It's this map as well where we saw it last time.
It was. He was in
with
ramp,
it.
yeah.
This time he's going lower. He hasn't been anchoring ramp as many rounds. All right, Op Rush, what do you got for us? They're not going to go his way, which is very disappointing to me. So we'll see Op Rush in the retake.
dead.
They completely overlook Walco. That's a big mistake. Not clearing your corners here. And though they've gained all this space in heaven, he doesn't actually know. He doesn't know. Now he does. All right. They want this kill. Zevi?
What?
Where are the comms?
How?
Where are the comms? He had to know the player could be there.
There's nowhere that Walco could have gone.
I don't know what the idea was there. I mean, he has to check mini, I guess, is the idea, but it's still so awkward. And now up secret goes Rush. There's an op frag. Opper Rush in full effect. Definitely would not have been able to get that kill with just a normal rifle. We'll head to the half with the 3-round lead.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Back into the fun here. 3-round lead for paiN, but it was looking absolutely dominant at one point. EG managing to run back 5 in a row to close the half is frankly astonishing.
No, it was very nicely done, too. I mean, paiN Gaming maybe got a little complicit there towards that 10th or 11th round, and that's when things started to go Evil Genius's way. Gonna have a quick trade here.
I think you mean complacent, John.
Complacent. Yes, that is what I meant. I'm a little tired today.
Happens. Happens. I just had to think about that for a second. I was like, can complicit? No, definitely not. All
yes,
good.
I meant complacent. Thank you, Mike.
All good. We got a little bit of a tick in this round, so there's plenty of time for me to be annoying about your word choices.
Perfect. Thanks, Mike.
That's what I'm
always
here
reliable
for,
for that.
John. Just here to inspire good vocabulary. Neckies. Oh, couple quick kills coming through. That's the lobby push. Outside, they needed something to work their way, and it has indeed. Biguzera getting a little bit too curious, especially with the double man advantage. He's trying to press it a bit far, but still, Neckies is going to be able to meet them. And he hears these footsteps, so he's communicating to his teammates, hey, they're coming your way, Skulls. Oh, and Skulls, the patience. The patience on this, waiting for Neckies to spot the player. Oh, the execution. No chance at a bomb plant for you. Look at that control from paiN.
Hey, yeah, that's what we're talking about. 9 rounds T side for paiN. Still very good because their CT side can be very scary. And wow, just the great patience there. So much trust in the keys. And that's something we talked about even yesterday, right? Trust in your teammates, waiting for them to execute their plays. There was a flashbang that was thrown yesterday for EG.jeorge, I believe it was, towards B stairs on Vertigo. And EG.jeorge's just looking at the ground. Literally, you don't have much more trust than that in your teammates when you're looking at the ground, knowing that their flashbang is going to be perfect as you push forward on the stairs. And then he gets a 2K as a result. So, another case of a team trusting in their players in that situation, in the position that they had. Double digits found for paiN, and Evil Geniuses full on eco because they couldn't get that bomb plant. 1:30 on the clock. EG, despite a nice recovery toward the latter part of that first half, really need to come out with a very good T side. Probably not going to happen here, and absolutely not. Zevi gets a 3K, and it's only Walko left.
Almost looked like it was going to be a collab on that one. Walker tagged up. Might as well die, Walko. But you know he's going to try a little something. And he will wisely die to the FAMAS instead of the SMG. 1000 IQ play there from Walko to avoid giving up the better kill roll.
You knew exactly. Knew he was walking into a FAMAS, Mike. No question, right?
Genius big brain plays. Look, it's hard for us mere mortals to understand the big brain plays of Walko in this moment.
Indeed.
Might need some more of those genius big brain plays because their first gun round's on the board and they're not going to get a whole lot of opportunities if this one doesn't go well.
Next, watching here. Skull's going to smoke that immediately. Yep. That guy's is off visibility for the Evil Geniuses, so next going to go for some spam. Hopefully it connects on something, but it is not going to happen. Evil Geniuses choosing to reset a little bit here. Junior with the bomb goes back towards T-spawn, and this might trigger that wall of smokes to be thrown towards the yard, and indeed it will. I believe this is the deep wall of smokes as well that they're setting up. Yes. Seems to be more and more common for this setup to be used on Nuke. It used to be between Red Box and Garage, but now it's Mini and Garage.
Comes the hit, it seems. Players are down lower, so it's a little bit softer here up top. Just a little bit. And Zevi can get implicated early as well with the peer through mini if it's not smoked out. Actually, maybe just the catch onto Walko. I don't know what he's watching. And he's actually going to lose the duel. Walko manages to get that turning the corner. Now major pressure on towards these A players. Oh, it's looking a little rough here. Skulls finds one, and EG.jeorge was spotted. The play back out from Biguzera. He's just going to try and take the initiative, but he can't land the final bullet, but Neckies certainly can. Nade in as well. Oh, player's not low. It's not quite going to find the impact, but he's still got a chance at this. He's already done so much into the round at 1v4. Oh! Almost had the crosshair on Junior in transition, but he manages to rally that one. That almost got absolutely unbelievable for Nikiz.
Yeah, a bit of a bonus round there for paiN, and Nikiz comes out, gets the 2K, and has exactly the right idea, right? 2 players left. Someone's going to try flanking or be watching this angle. So he waits a little bit, obviously has to make a move because the bomb is ticking. And then once he comes around the corner, I mean, he was looking in the right direction. It's just that on the other end, Junior was a little bit more ready and set to get that frag. So Evil Genius has finally cracked the scoreboard here in the second half. Lead is cut down to 4. AK's bought up on their side. There is one Galil there in Rush's hands, but they have got the advantage in terms of util, no question. As paiN decide to invest into this round, go for 3 A1Ss, an A4 and MP9, which is good. What's not good is only 1 smoke, 1 incendiary, and 1 flash, and make that no smokes left. No, look, that was just dropped for Hardzao.
Nades are for nerds. Just shoot him in the head.
Well,
Easy.
Tend to disagree there, Mike, but it's okay.
Just click head strat. Walko looking to click some heads outside. He's spotted, but he's down secret. Completely undamaged as well. That's going to force the rotation out from Nikiz. Only one spotted, but they sent paiN-biguzera over as well, right? Light in the utility, right later. They don't want to get overwhelmed in a spot. "45 seconds. This could actually be the play backup vents here for Walko. Time's an issue. That smoke is really well timed. paiN-biguzera clears this out. That's a massive kill to find. Now they realize that was the extent of the lower presence. They can start to float the presence back up. It's only been the SMG spotted. The Molotov is timely. They have to come through, but they're bunched up. 25 seconds. No one wants to be the first one out the door. And now finally they get one, but that might just be it. It's all falling apart here. The jaws of this defense are slamming shut around their leg. Well, Junior will find 1 kill. The round, that's well out of control.
Yeah. Only 9 seconds left. EG just took way too much time, right, to go for that actual execute. And once they go in, when someone decides to actually take that opening duel, they can't really get much out of it because paiN had all that information gained by paiN-biguzera, who fragged Walko earlier on, knowing that EG were not going to the B site. They had to be in lobby, had to go towards A, and that's exactly what happens. Perfect read, and of course they had all the bodies there they needed. 12-7, timeout called here. Believe it's by EG, and it is their 3rd timeout called in the map. Want to talk things over because, I mean, I don't think this is going to be a full investment. My guess is it's just a hero AK that Junior saved over from the previous round. Obviously doesn't have the loss bonus to work with. But outside of that, yeah, just going to be pistols at most.
And ordinarily, you almost think that for Evil Geniuses, right? Because they value having the op up for Junior so often. Oh, they are going in. Okay, I was going to say, you'd get the force buy investment, and then they'd go for the economic reset if it didn't work out. But it does seem to be what they're going to do. The problem is you just don't have a lot of rounds if this doesn't work. So maybe a faster play coming in?
I don't know if that would even work.
Out. And he's dead. Straight into ramp they go. Nikiz, his vision's clear. Does he live? Doesn't realize they'd already gotten around. Tries to stick around for a frag, and that was a little bit too much to ask. The pace has caught him massively off guard here, and this is a bomb plan for EG, and a lower site under control. Huge result early on here. The rotations are going to be swift here for paiN, and they didn't take advantage to plant the bomb, so now paiN-biguzera is already back in the angle, and 2 kills found. That C4, it's not going down. They missed their window. They couldn't believe that they had no one here towards lower, and their own success, they're suffering from it, DJ Khaled style.
I think that's just as Skulls is going to get one in paiN. Zevi gets the last one onto Rush. I think that's a situation where Evil Genius's tendency to clear things out and be too safe should be put by the wayside, because you're on an eco round, or I should say it's a force buy, but you don't have that much going into it in terms of hardware. So rush the plant, get the bomb down. That $800 is super important. Even if you get caught out, you've got the numbers. You got people there to cover the bomb planter. Go for it. Take a risk. But they're so risk averse sometimes that is the result. 13-7 for paiN, and now they have to settle for pistols only, and probably paiN going to double up on their scoreline. They've already got the opener here from Zevi. George goes down. paiN-biguzera looking for more. And I mean, you get that extra 800. Sure, you might not have a buy up in this round, but the next one will be much stronger. Maybe could have even justified some body armor here, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, look, it's in the past now. 1:14 on the clock. Niki's going to get another one onto Hex, and this is all paiN, Mike.
It is for the moment. Doesn't get caught this time either. Ooh, he does want an extra one. Ecos are so very tasty. But he'll realize, maybe just set up my teammates here. Now that it's just a walkout. Now he wants to come in and clean up the last. 3-piece there for Niki's. Ecos successfully munched upon. And paiN Gaming now 2 rounds away from taking through to the final.
And look, I mean, you're looking at the frag spread for paiN Gaming right here. Everyone's contributing. Niki's at the top with Skulls tied up at 17 frags apiece at the bottom. EG.jeorge with 12. I mean, listen, it's just a spread of only 5 frags, and that's also the case if you look at their stats so far coming into this series anyway. Zevi was number 2 at 123, and at number 4 was EG.jeorge, 121, only 2 frags separating them there, and if you go from second to fifth, I should say, it's only 9 frags separating them. So everyone contributes on this paiN Gaming roster, which we've talked about in the past. You know, EG.jeorge and piguzera, though they are the veterans here, they're still very capable fraggers. EG are running out of time here. Okay.
Big kill for Hex. Give them something. This would be the time to get started. I mean, it was late in the first half as well when they started to get the ball rolling. And look at this space they've got outside. Big's coming down to meet them. Or rather, is already down to meet them. So what's he got? piguzera. A lot hinges on him. He's just going to try and play the Molotov here. There's the spot. There's the confirmation. Molly down. That'll lock them out, at least for the moment. Smokes it as well.
That's buying a lot of time.
Just go back up top. This is going to move them back up, and now they're playing towards ramp. No, he made the wrong read. He needs to get back down, and they're actually trying to clear out a yard because this is what paiN would do. If they were slowed down by that smoke, they'd take the space up top, but EG, they've not made that move.
Oh, Bigu.
Timing on this, if he goes through, he's being watched. George snaps away. There's the kill. Walko back into the fray as well. piguzera taking the advantage. A bomb plant, it might still be possible here, but that Molotov, it doesn't obscure enough vision, Junior. It's not a smoke. It's all into Hexed. 3 targets to find, and he's out of time as well. Fortunately, they'll do him the mercy of killing him before the clock runs out, but piguzera recovering a dangerous situation and putting paiN on the map point.
They just didn't expect him to take such initiative through that smoke. What a great play, but piguzera gets 2, and then Junior cannot section him off with a Molotov. I mean, if the door was open, it would have gone a little deeper, and then he would have been able to stop piguzera from even going for that peek, but because the door was not, well, piguzera has plenty of time in order to get that frag and prevent the plant from going down. So again, because the bomb doesn't go down, the economy's limited, and Evil Genius's backs are against the wall. 8 rounds required of them. In fact, yeah, 8 rounds required of them. My math is good this time, Mike, in order to push it to overtime. And they're going to have to do that, at least to start it off, with 4 Galils, a MAC-10, and limited util. They have the 4 smokes.
Push through. This is actually wild. Zevi, he's all the way past. He even knew a player was there.
Unreal, man.
He knew the player was sectioned off, and he just leaves him alone to go get the kill beyond. Such heads-up play from paiN. And now, he needs somebody to step up as an individual. Space has been allowed lower. This might wind up being a retake for paiN. Well, the positioning for George might be able to make things difficult. He's just waiting on many. His teammates, well, they would have had an empty lower sight, but they had no idea. So now Nekis has shifted down to meet them. And George is gone. Zevi worked his way all the way around outside, and as he sees nothing, his teammates are going to realize, gotta be coming lower. really has to be coming lower. There's confirmation. Nicky is taking the space opened up by those windows.
23 seconds.
Oh, this is going to be over. This is going to be over. Nekis has so much information, so much vision. Honestly, he might just get this on the spam, but he'll even just go through to confirm it. That, on the time alone, has already likely won them the round. Walko, it's desperation, and there will be nothing here available for them. That was a dominant showing from paiN. I mean, you had that one 5-round run for EG. Outside of that, little to nothing.
Yeah, the expected result, I would say. Obviously, look at EG's map pool. They play Inferno, Overpass, Mirage.